Every, sometimes solution finds a problem. Sometimes the problem causes conflict. Sometimes the empire can't be destroyed. It's food for thought is thought for food. The long lasting is the lasting that's long. A lot of people want to know, so what's been going on? Just business and the biddies. Me and the baby lady no longer together. Just trying to cultivate my new ones. Been a lot of talk about Thailand. T.M.I needs to travel. T.M.I needs to travel abroad. Once I get this new apartment rocking, be a lot more money. Be able to travel around more. Be able to fill a couple of travel boxes. Listen, the problem I'm dealing with right now is just that, okay, if I travel more, which would be 65%, Dominican Republic, but if I start traveling more, my little squirrels here at the house get into trouble. That's landlord problems, landlord drama. Anytime, listen, a lot of people are asking, how can you date a woman like that? They're still asking the same thing. Because I have nothing else to date, my man. There's nothing else to date, my man. And there's nothing else around. I'm a little tipsy. This is a drunk rant. Nothing else is around. I looked at my old yearbook and I looked at like this, all the girls I liked, all the girls I pursued, all the girls that I wanted. And it was, you know what? I almost caught two of them later down the road. I almost caught two of them. I like 8s, 9s, and 10s. I could stick with maybe a 7. I don't want Tyronn Lue. I want Iverson. I believe Tyronn Lue was a point guard. But every time I look back and be like, failure. Check out this chick. Failure. When I was pushing the shopping carts. Failure. I'll tell you one thing, though. When I started with the retail job, that's when I discovered I could be around more women. The light is killing me. That's when I discovered how to be around them. Because after high school, when I was just drinking and smoking, there was really nothing around. Like, you would go to places, but, to me, a club is more like they want what they want. They're going there to find what they want. And sure as heck wasn't a fat man. And not to say I'm proud to be a fat boy, but I could kind of accept it. Like, people kind of like, aren't you ashamed? And look at the way you look. And, you put on so much weight. It's like, I've been carrying that burden since I was a kid. I'm posting pictures on Instagram, but I've been carrying that. You walk in, your booty's out. I've been carrying that burden my whole life. And I didn't really get to the pugilism, to the fight until like 19. So really just, a gentle giant, a gullible giant. Like when people usually see me, they be like, oh, he's a dude. He's a nice dude. And it's like, there's a monster underneath that. I mean, listen, there's a lot of regret. Especially the ones I didn't make a move on. Like, as I got older, I started confessing to certain girls, like, yo, listen, I really had a real ill crush on you. And they wasn't feeling the fat boys. I think fat is like the worst, below the totem pole. I think they'd rather be with somebody broke. I think they'd rather be with somebody that's ugly. I think they'd rather be with somebody that's disabled. And no disrespect, and no, I'm not taking a shot at anyone disabled, but no woman wants to walk in to their family's house with all their family there, Thanksgiving, with a dude that's 420 pounds. They just don't want to do it. So how could I end up dating a woman that works? Well, listen, I am shouldering way more than they are. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to say it just happens. When there's nothing else, it's like, why not? Okay, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. And when there's nothing else out there, why not? 6-7 weeks, I'm right back down. I'm right back in the game. Over here, the hardware store. And it's like, I'll be in the bank, right? I'll be in the bank. You guys don't go to the bank. I'll go to the bank. I'll be in the bank and I look like, oh, she's gorgeous. Oh, she's beautiful. She's very voluptuous. No, voluptuous mean fat? No. And I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to take it out of one of my seagulls down there. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't even prepare. I didn't even like look around. I didn't even like question. I don't do no interviews. I don't do no, well, let me just have something here. And all of you guys are lying. Not some, all of you. Or you can send me some pictures of you and your woman on Instagram. Like I said, the biggest lie I ever told was, okay, the devil don't exist. The second one is the fat dude, the ugly dude, the gamer in the bodega or the barbershop, Thanksgiving time, talking about, yeah, I'm going to my girl's house. There is no girl. Listen, fat dudes, we have no choice. And I'm not trying to sit here because you guys go on and on and on. Well, you chose that. You chose the hero. You chose the 6-7 eggs in the omelet. You chose the 3-4 hungry mans. You chose the 12 sausages in it. You chose that. And I agree. Wholeheartedly, I agree. I caused this. But you know what? Because I told you I had gastric bypass surgery like 4 or 5 years ago, like 5 years ago. I caused most of it, yeah. But they make you realize that something else is wrong with you psychologically, like when you get that big. And I walk more. But as far as the ladies, of course, it's always in the back of your mind. Like at least 5 times a year, I be in the mall. I see a pretty woman. I said, well, man up and go over there and say, hey, how you doing, sweetie? How you doing, girl? You're jiggling like a toyfoid. Whatever that means. You're jiggling. Hey, listen, I just wanted to let you know, like, you're gorgeous, and I was wondering if I could take you out today. Go out for some lunch. Some snacks. Some tenderloins. Girl, I could change your cat's kitty litter. And, you know, usually it's no. Shout out to Copeg, New York. This girl I was talking to in the mall. They're closing the Sunrise Mall down. I never heard of a mall being closed. They're closing the Sunrise Mall down. But I always think back to listen, there was never really a good time in my life. Laugh, drinks, my homeboys, a real good night of partying. Well, I took a chick home and she came into my bedroom. Came into my bed. Woke up in the morning where I didn't have to sneak anybody out. Didn't have to be like, hurry up and get out before my girl comes, or hurry up before my mother wakes. There was none of that. That's why I call this fat boy revenge. Return of the fat eye. Do I have regret? Of course. I look for redemption. I look to compete. That's what I always looked at as competing. That's why they say, oh, you say these words, monkey bears, you say this, you say that. I was always put down because the fat dudes were not expected to have anything. You weren't expected to have anything. You walk in, nobody's like, hey, where's your girlfriend at? None of my family members are asking me where my girl's at. 94, 95, 96, 97. Nobody's asking me where my girlfriend's at. Oh, the light just went out. Nobody's asking me that. Nobody. I want to drive around, but I've been drinking a little bit. Nobody's asking me, hey, where your girl at? And this is back in the era where there was no I mean, this is like the beginning of Dr. Atkins. This is like, what's the name of that drink? Liquid Fast, Fast Lick, Fast Shake. I never really knew how to lose weight back in the early 90s. And this is when I was going hard on the beats. Let's go hard with the beats. Excuse me if I'm not being proper when I'm walking the streets showing you guys concrete and trees. This is my content. I am the content. Content. A lot of fat guys are going down there to feel appreciated. We want to feel appreciated. We worked. We want to get our backs rubbed. Want a kiss on the cheek. Want something to say to me like, hey, man, thank you. I'll see you later. Regardless if there's a number. Back in the days, I would have spent way more just for the attention. And I'm still making mistakes. This is a mistake game. You're not going to be in this game and not make mistakes. You're just not. I don't care how tough you sound. I don't know how cool you sound. That's the problem with the game. You guys are lying, and you got to start telling your mistakes. You guys are saying you're married. You don't need the girls down in Sosua. You're married. What does a married woman look like? And do you even like her? I live with regret. I'm learning to cope with the fact that I live with regret. I'm regretting that I regret. So many girls, and it's just a whole host. 2 of them I'm in contact with. And they're older. They're older women. But it always used to kill me how they just expected you not to have none, especially your homegirls. My homegirls used to be like, man, cut it out. You ain't got no girlfriend. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have a girlfriend now. I'm 50. I got things I dabble with. Like I got like 2 exes I might be getting back with. They never fully go away, y'all. They never fully go away. And listen, I don't care what shape you in. There's always loss. Right now, a lot of y'all are thinking about the woman that you used to be with. You wish you could get her back right now. You keep going to Sosua because you ain't found the right one that you wanted. And there's that hope of saying, hey, kid. Hey, T.M.I. Oops. Ooh. Ooh. No, that was the original name of my channel. That was the original name of my channel. That was the original name of my channel. It was Kid Santiago or Kid T.M.I. Me and my man was trying to go over it, and we were trying to say what we were going to go over, but there was a girl I was pursuing for like almost like 9 years. White girl. Gorgeous Greek and Polynesian or something crazy, right? And I always used to be like, pursuing her and teasing her. And then when I got older, it was like we kind of got cooler. Then after her 2 kids and she got older, it was like we real cool. Then it was like kind of like, what's the use? I see when I got past like 38. No. Before that, so I'm bugging. Like 31. I had a couple laying around. I learned my zone was the girls with a lot of kids. So I'm looking around my yard. I'm always on the hunt for the ones with a lot of children. Cashiers, a specialty. Say that line, especially when you got more money than them. You use the money. I've been using the money my whole life. I remember when Pete Rock's song came out, driving in the car, driving my man's girl's best friend, taking her home. She was a Pete Rock head, weed smoker, white girl, again. And I made a move, and it was just like, no, I have to go really slow, love. And it was like the closest I had brought her in, the closer I got was like, I was like, I really liked that girl. I liked her. Word. Then I had to hear later on at a party another man smashing gymnastics. A lot of people don't like my analogies. My, you ought to know by now. Anyway, that's Billy Joel. You all know about Billy Joel. A lot of regrets. People say you should regret being fat. Do you? Do you? Nah. I'm just being honest with you. I don't see it. I should regret 490 of those hungry mans. I was in Queens one time and seen something called the heart attack. What kind of sandwich is the heart attack? There's a lot of times too I had I was able to advance and was scared. Scared, like, girl looking, winking. I was always a cute dude. You know what I'm saying? Cute. Like Rudolph, I'm cute. No, it's just, what, you get so shell-shocked and locked in that you, even when they throw it at you, or even when they want to be with you, they just, I don't know, it's just like they got to do so much more because you're so used to being sheltered. I used to get dressed, buy new sneakers, get ready to go to a big house party on New Year's and never, ever talk to nothing for years. Kid with a lot of years without gymnastics. To the point where I think my mother and my grandmother just stopped asking. Clothes didn't really fit. And it wasn't stylish. I mean, you at least want to be... I'm from the era where it was just the grandfather clothes. You know what I'm saying? The sweaters. You had to put together everything that looked like, instead of Champ, it was like a USA sweater top. You know what I'm saying? Back in the days with I keep reverting back to Pete Rock and C.L. Smooth. That was a hard album back in the Soul Brother. And like I said, I had flirted kind of with a white girl. I ain't even gonna say I talked to her. That's the one I told you that got taken down at a party and had to listen to it, and I liked her. And then she had left the dude's room because it was my man's dorm. And we were super Pete Rock and C.L. Smooth heads when they came out. So we listened to the whole album like all night. And towards the end of the night, I don't know what happened, but she was sitting on my lap. I was consoling her. Like, who do you know does that? You console the woman that just got taken down? Regret. And each time I go up, I gotta buy new clothes. That's the difficult part of the game. And people are like, they're wondering about your health. It's like, nah, Dukes. I still walk. I've been walking now for like 2.5, 3 weeks. Diet's been a little better. Because I know better at this stage in the game. You know what I'm saying? But no baby lady. Like I said, talking to 2 exes. See, to me, the purpose of a team is fulfillment. This one does this. Each player, one's a power forward, one's a shooting guard, one's the 6th man. The big 3, you know how it is. My pieces are my ladies. But you know how it is when you have events and you pull out your good coat, good shoes, your good piece. So when I say pieces, meaning you're really, really attractive ones. I say Stella a lot. You're real attractive ones. So many times though, I'm thinking now I never even tried to talk to him. And I was a card pusher. For almost 13 years. That's how I'm walking in Bailey's with my booty out, and I'm not ashamed. Come a long way. You gotta wear a certain badge of courage, being a big man. Can't be afraid to tackle the unknown. You know what I mean? Can't be afraid to tackle the unknown. Every time I'm looking in the yard and I'm looking around, I'm like, I see somebody moving. I don't think it's my tenants. I don't know. But either way, you know what I mean? It's hard. The game is hard. Especially when you're in the States. I'm trying to holler at something. Like I told y'all about the Jersey chick. The one I was doing a security for the, let me turn on the joint. Yeah, that's a little more light. Just give me the light and pass the draw. But, yeah, I had liked her a lot, man. I'm not gonna lie. I've been communicating a little bit with her. She just had a baby. even though I knew there was no future with her, I still was like waiting my time. And that's what I think a lot of fat dudes do. They wait for something they don't know is going to go down, particularly. You know, and we use money. Nobody uses money more than the fat guy, the big guy, the big boys. And we see a lot of big dudes down there, man. A lot of big dudes, you know, they finally make clothes for fat dudes now. They finally make clothes for fat people. But I don't want to live my entire life with regret. Like, I just don't. You know what I'm saying? But I know it's something that I have to deal with. Something I have to cope with. Like, I know I'm always going to be overweight. There's just no... Like, for some reason, I never thought I was going to be broke my entire life. I knew I was going to get to it. I just didn't know how, why, whatever. But slowly putting the pieces together. But, and like, I'll tell you, a lot of dudes out there, like, you got to see if the girl's feeling you. Like, you got to see if the girl likes you. Like, just because they do a particular style of work, you still have to see if that you're the type of guy. Like, if you have a sense of humor. There's only a small window. Because a lot of us don't know English. I mean, not Spanish. I'm bugging. A lot of us don't know Spanish. And a lot of people go on and on. You can't have a relationship if you don't speak the language. And that's true. You can't have a relationship if you don't speak the language. But it's the mannerism. Just listen, if anybody that knows in a heavy, deep relationship, they ain't a lot of talking anyway. Like, shut up. Shut up, yous. Nah. That's right, the ESPN, man. I always used to wonder, and this is just me being a kid, whatever, but I'd be like, how does Reggie Miller get women? That money, man. Every big dude I know, like there was a big dude from Amityville. There was a big dude from Wyandotte, legendary big dudes. Like they was known for, you know, moving things and having nice cars and jewelry. And I used to see him at this store back in the days called Busy Bee, and I'd be like, they got a decent looking girl. They had like some sixes. You know, the holidays were always bittersweet. Because it was like, especially as a teenager, because you don't get the gifts like you used to anymore. Can't fit in anything. So I was like, what do you get for Christmas? You can't fit in anything. And then you go back in 2 weeks and it's like, nothing ever really changed. And you're not as cool as the other guys are, because everybody's got the new leather bombers on. They got the this and the that, and you don't really have the this and the that. I just thought of that. It's crazy. You just caught me at a moment. But yeah, man. And I should be blaming the hungry man, and I'm not. I blame myself. But I still had like a vendetta against women. I still was like, yo, you should have been with me because I'm a good dude. But I say to myself now, I'm like, who wants to walk in with Orca? And I was broke. Let's not leave that out. Fat and broke is Death Valley. I don't care how good your game is, what kind of books you get. Death Valley. And I'm talking about like 3 pairs of jeans, maybe like 9 shirts. 3 of them was button-ups. Like, how many times you gonna see that button-up in a span of 3 months? Especially when my homeboys came from college. Like, all my men's kids is all like 29, 38, 29. Like, these dudes was busting them out early. And it seems like I missed a lot. Like, I cared about the wrong things. Cars, jewelry, trying to come up. Like, to me, that was come up. Like, not health. And I always figured a bad girl, an attractive girl, will fall into my lap. And sometimes, I'm not going to front, I'll be in Dominican Republic still thinking the same way. I'm still lonely. Even if I got a girl with me. Because I'm like, I see what some of these dudes are saying. You have to have a J-O-B if you're going to be with me. No, and for the rent. I forgot the song. So many barbecues, girlless. Like, go there. I would always like know the person and talk to the person and be like, yo, he really like you. I just want to take it out. Just especially when I got older, I got lethal. I was like an assassin. Like, I just need to find her weakness. I need to find her weakness. Like, is she broke? Okay. Does she have a lot of kids? Okay. Whatever it was, I would just attack. And it would start out with lunch or dinner. And I learned the less you like them, the more they would have a little curiosity. And then as I got older, I started driving. That's when I would just go to Brooklyn. I would go deep in the Bronx, and I would go to Man Oh Man in the Coliseum looking for clothes. Looking for clothes. Thank God the 90s got a little better, but in the 80s, it was terrible. Thank God I only liked the white girls in high school. And you know what? It wasn't really so much an athlete, too. I remember this nerdy white girl liked me. I forgot her name, but I could tell, like, she really liked me. I think she even, like, told it to me, like, you know, mumbled it under her breath or something. Like, in the hallway. And, you know, what's crazy, as she got older, she was, like, pretty good looking. I was like, nah, man. That's why all New Yorkers like these Dominican girls. They're all over the place. Jersey, they're all over the place. They was in all the videos. There was all the original urban video vixen models, whatever. Gloria Velez. Good Lord, Gloria Velez. Y'all remember that song Game had? Talking about all the model and the vixens, whatever. I've seen Erica Mena live. I'm talking shoulder to shoulder. And she was, ooh. Just fabulous. Just fabulous. Fabulous. Sometimes I used to hate going to the Bronx because I'd be walking down the block with one of my cousins and be like, ugh, look at that one. Oof. Hi. That was the 80s. The 90s I got a little better. 2000s I got a lot better because all I cared about was just getting that weakness. I just need a number. I wouldn't even care if I got anything else after that. I just need a number. I got money. What do you need, baby? I don't even need you to like me. I got. Shout out to this poor girl, Linda. I really caught her at a real vulnerable time, if you know what I mean. But aren't we all fat guys trying to beat the system? Cheat code, cheating. Maybe that's what Sosua is to us. Cheating. Shortcut. Since we can get clothes now, they're making clothes up to like 7 and 8X now. I don't never want to get that big again. I'm usually like, I'm from the DOS Effects era and all that, the G Unit baggy clothes era, so my clothes are always going to be big, you know. You know what they say though, you're going to like what you're going to like. You can't fault anybody for what type of style you like. But I know a lot of you guys are out there looking for love, looking for a relationship. To be like, hey baby, you can quit your job. You can quit your job. Quit your job and let's work out. It never works. Because they wanna still be with you and still play for the Yankees. Gymnastics. I don't know. I'm comfortable knowing that it's never fully gonna work out. Because listen, we States, Sweden, Egypt, like we all, right? Tricking, doing something in some way or another. You know? But I'm just drinking. It's a Saturday night. Having a good time. Saturday night is the loneliest night of the week. Now, normally back in the days, I would have 2 more drinks and be headed up to Checkers. Headed up to White Castle. Now I'm a little more in control of my foodieism. Let me tell y'all, when Facebook came out, I was a monster. Like, I just had a knack for getting women on Facebook. Like, MySpace was like practice. Like, God forbid you was a singer and I was a producer. Half the dudes I know that were producers was always got with the singers. the rappers, the female rappers. Tell you the truth, I really didn't have a lot of luck in that lane either. My lane was the 4 to 5 baby cashier, sexy, tattoos, cigarette smoker, marijuana smoker, on some kind of services, 1 bedroom, 4 kids. I'm exposing myself so much tonight. But hey, man, it is what it is. But I explained some of my high school life, some of the losses, a lot of bad times, a lot of like, you know, I look back and reflect and be like, this was one of the worst things that ever happened to me. Like I told you, this girl just left this in the room with this dude, and hour and something, 2 hours later, she was sitting on my lap for affection. Even after that, I'm still exposed myself. We hung out one night. We drove to the city. We didn't even talk about the situation. We went to a diner. You know, this back in the days when the girls wearing the real big baggy clothes, like the Aaliyah or the Left Eyes and all that, the TLC. Like I said, I only hung out with this girl maybe 6 times. Then got absolutely nowhere with her. And stuff like that. That's why I go down. Stories like that. If you're still listening, there's a long video. Hit like, subscribe, share. I don't know why I'm saying it this late. And always the wintertime, too. The wintertime was always like, you know, everybody was coming back home from school. You know, even the hustlers, it seemed like when September hit, it was like they were going in harder. So I was always alone. You know what I'm saying? Video games. Anything. See, the food, I think, is like companionship. You know what I'm saying? Like, the food is like companionship. Fills a void. Just like Sosua. Sosua fills a void. I think some of them generally care about me, though. I think some of them care about me. I think they want to see me hurt. You know? I don't think they want to see me hurt. I always knew I could be with a baddie. I always knew I could be with a baddie. When that time happened, I don't know. And I hear complaints from some of these young dudes that'll be like, yeah, I got one in the States, but, you know, it's a very difficult game. And like I told you, every time like a principal down is, you got to give her something, this or that. It's true. If she's a female mechanic or she's in the military, she can't leave in the morning without at least 2,000. That's what it is. We're swimming with sharks, yo. We're swimming with sharks.